Okay, so let's just take a deep dive into these verses about the beast and the head wound, because a lot of people have misconceptions that there has to be a person that gets shot in the head or stabbed with a sword or something like that, and they miss the mark because of a translational understanding, error, or miscalculation, however you want to put it. So let's look at the three verses that mention this wound. So, verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed, and the world marveled and followed the beast. 12, and he exercises all authority of the first beast in his presence, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. So before, all of the other verses just said that he had some sort of deadly wound. And it says here, it saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded. So he didn't really die, and the heads, we're talking spiritually here. So what is the head for a particular person would be maybe a ruling, him being in power. And it looks like that with Trump, he was mortally wounded when he lost the presidency the second time. Well, there's more. It looks even better when you look at this information about wounded by the sword and lived. Let's just click on this verse and go to the interlinear and scroll down. And it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth, by which had power to do in sight of the first beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to that beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Okay, so let's look at this word wound. 41:27, the Greek, which says on the left, plege. So if I click on it, plague used here is less used as a wound or a blow, and more so used as plague, like an actual affliction. But look, so if we look at definition number 2, a public calamity, heavy affliction, plague. So what we're seeing Trump go through right now is a public calamity. He's been going through it the entire time he's ran for president, was president, and afterwards. It's a heavy affliction. It is not something you're going to see physically happen to his physical body. It is what's happening spiritually. It is a calamity, a heavy affliction. Let's understand that and start spreading this information. Otherwise, people will not believe what the head wound really is, and they will never see the true beast coming, because they are looking for something that man has been looking for forever.